Mr. Singh's family started to grow like a large tree. Children and grandchildren were like new branches and leaves, and the family's roots deepened further into the society. This reflected the many other immigrant families who started to grow all around the West, deepening their roots further into a society that was once more foreign than familiar. And as the family started to survive and then thrive, the community started to come full circle. The humble corner shops and restaurants of the immigrants springing up all around the country allowed them to establish themselves. It allowed the immigrants to have a better comprehension of the language and local culture and to bring in important resources to start building their families. Due to this dedication, unfortunately, some parents lacked the time to ask or discuss their children's emotional needs because they had to work long, hard shifts. There was an emotional disconnect at some level, and many responsibilities were thrust upon the children at a young age. For example, the immigrants' children had to translate complex tax forms for their parents, or help in communication to the local adults during school parents' evening or other important matters. The arrival of the immigrant wives and children in the 1960s dramatically changed the all-male households, recreating the fundamental culture of the Punjabi society. The most important prestige-generating rituals of the family life cycle are a series of ceremonies. These begin with marriage and continue through the birth and marriage of every child. Each occasion demands elaborate gift exchanges. And as the size of the South Asian community increased, arranged marriages became more and more common. Those who came from the subcontinent brought these values with them. It was their way of orienting themselves in the social world. Climbing the socio-economic ladder became even more intense, where families were starting from virtually nothing in their newly settled lands. Close bonds and good relationship deals were seen as a success. These provided stability and an opportunity to climb the all-important socio-economic ladder. And so, family pressure and honour led to forced arranged marriages without consent. It was seen that this would strengthen bonds between families and the community. It was also thought as a good way to reduce divorce rates, keeping both parents in a stable relationship to grow the next generation of children. However, in reality, this could cause problematic households. Just like between Great Britain and her colonies, power imbalances in relationships between husbands and wives allowed abuse to be carried out, feelings suppressed, and the development of anxiety, depression, and other mental illnesses and insecurities. A girl was viewed as a property to be exchanged in return for the family to increase their honour. This has been a common practice by various human cultures and societies for millennia. Throughout these decades, this power imbalance saw women first belonging to their communities in Punjab, then their immigrant fathers, and then their husbands. Nowadays, however, under democratic values, women have the freedom to empower themselves. So, if a girl was labelled as having a mental illness, it would be a sign of shame for the family, and they would find it hard to marry her off in the eyes of the community. And if girls were found to have white boyfriends, well, it would be swiftly dealt with by marrying her off in her teens or early 20s to a suitable family. In the 1970s, 80s, and even 90s, some parents would take their children to India or Pakistan for arranged marriages. However, in some cases, parents would tell their children they were only going on holiday, only to come back married. In some extreme cases, people could be trapped in abusive relationships. Or if young women eloped, they would be tracked down by their families in an honour killing so that they would not bring shame to the family's honour or izzat. Roughly 12 of these killings are still carried out every year in the UK today. Some of the lack of connection between parents and the children, especially girls, were seen and exploited. This allowed young South Asian girls to be targeted based on their insecurities for affection. This led to a number of grooming cases among the South Asian community. This was also easily exploited as families suppressed this news in order not to bring shame or loss of honour to their family's visit. Hello, this is Jhoty from 2022. I just realised that at the end of this chapter I missed out a paragraph of recording, so I'm just going to add this now at the end of this chapter. Of course, not all cases can be linked to an emotional disconnect or due to family dynamics, but I still feel in this story it's important to explore and touch on the first and second generation parent-child relationship, and then what implications this could have had psychologically and therefore played out as life unfolded. However, not all marriage structures the immigrants brought over were detrimental. In fact, non-forced arranged marriages worked like a high-speed networking algorithm, but instead of computers, it used well-connected aunties. This allowed prospective candidates to find suitable partners with the full emotional and financial backing of both sides of the family towards the couple. The alliance created by the two families sharing similar values with the couple and child at the centre. Therefore, it was often a great way to support each other and each new family to grow within the community. So with that, we can move on to the second chapter.